very strong year. It feels like there's a lot of good horses around, a lot of different categories. Looking forward to some of those Breeders' Cup races. Sorry those horses don't run more often, but I think we're privileged to have gotten as many chances to see a talent like Life is Good.
A couple big ones still waiting for him. Loading into the gate for the great one, Woodward, and then on to the Breeders' Cup Classic, Basic Flight Line, and the rest of those tough foes in the World Championships. But he's 1-9 in the Woodward, looking for back-to-back Grade 1 wins. Life is Good. Going into the starting gate, it's time for America's Best Racing Race of the Week, and Life is Good. Do it again. Here's John Brielle with the call.
And they're in the gate. They're off. And it was a sharp break for Life is Good, who is right now for the early lead. And Robert Ortiz Jr. takes him a few paths off the inside there as they go into the clubhouse turn. It is Life is Good, the leader, with Informative but racing in second. And then comes Law Professor next in third, and Keep Me in Mind is the early trailer in fourth. The heavy favorite, Life is Good, leads here by 2 lengths. Informative runs in second, and then Law Professor and Keep Me in Mind is the trailer. And now they've reached the backstretch after an opening quarter mile in 24 and 2/5 seconds over the sloppy going. Life is Good leads here by 2, and Informative is second by 1.5 lengths, with Law Professor in third, another 3 lengths back to Keep Me in Mind. They're midway up the backstretch. Life is Good in control right now by 1.5 lengths. Informative remains in second. Law Professor now being asked for a bit more and coming through on the inside. Keep Me in Mind is at the back. The half went in 48 and 3. And it is Life is Good taking the field into the far turn. Life is Good by a little more than a length. Law Professor has now moved into second. Informative is back running in third, and Keep Me in Mind is the trailer. Life is Good now challenged on the outside by Law Professor. Law Professor, Life is Good. The two of them come to the quarter pole together. 3/4 up in 1:13. Life is Good challenged here on the outside by Law Professor. Life is Good now getting away again. Life is Good is in front by 2. Law Professor made a run at him. Is now 2 lengths behind. Life is Good, the leader, with a 16th to the finish. And Life is Good is going to win this Woodward. Life is Good by 1.5 lengths at the end. Life is Good and a Robert Ortiz Jr. Law Professor was second, and a big break back to Keep Me in Mind in third. The final time was 1 minute, 49 and 2/5 seconds.
Life is Good, a winner of the Grade 1 Woodward, but Andy, it wasn't an uncommon canter like we thought that it might have been. Law Professor, he made things a little interesting there.
And he ran very well. It's not like, when this horse took off from him, he hung in there very well. He backed up that race he had in California where he finished second. And I think Irad looked over and said, "Look, what's going on? Who's this horse? It's eerie here." And I'll tell you something, if you have distance questions about Life is Good, and listen, he got away with very talented hits, to be fair. But he was strong at the end. I mean, he went a 12:33 to the final eighth of a mile in this race. The final, eighth of a mile. So it's not like he was tiring badly here. I think Law Professor ran very well. It might not be the best race Life is Good ever ran. I think Law Professor ran very well.
Life is Good over Law Professor. Jonathan, Life is Good got it done in the Grade 1 Woodward.
No, he did. And look, I mean, we all know that this wasn't the final goal, whatever decision they make next, which I agree with Andy. They're going to run the Classic with this horse. It means too much to them to not. But I will say this, and I've never been, I never will be an overwhelming jockey questioner. I'm not a huge fan of the ride because I open up with this horse. When you see it on the turn, Irad kind of let them come to him, and then he started asking Life is Good. I just think that with a horse like this, it's as brilliant as he is, despite whether this was the goal or this was a prep or whatever you want to call it. Open up and let him use his speed. Don't just sit chilly and then hurry to ask him. But I always, in these situations, defer to my counterparts who have actually sat on horseback. So I'm curious to hear what Richie has to say.
Yeah, Jonathan, I think you make a very valid point. He's a horse with so much natural speed that when you basically slow him down, and he wasn't that he was pulling him to slow him down, he just kind of put him to sleep. and then horses get in the race. Now you've got to kind of wake him up again and rouse him, and that's what you saw coming to the quarter pole. You knew he had horse, but it was going so easy for him. That was a gate that basically he didn't have to dig down. So when he had to kind of basically be woken up out of his slumber, it took him about a 16th of a mile to really catch his stride and ran on. I thought it was a good performance, but I do think that Irad kind of put him to sleep in the middle of the race.
Life is good. The winner, if possible, to get one more follow up from Richie there, because Andy, you and I were just saying Life is Good is a horse of this caliber. And yes, he was able to slow down throughout and get comfortable. But wouldn't you think that a horse like this, who has this sudden gate speed that we saw, you almost wouldn't have to. You shouldn't have to worry about a horse like Law Professor with one of this.
Yeah, it's not like Life is Good. It's not as a lot of we talk about. And obviously, I have the greatest respect for his opinion on it. Is trying to get speed horses home that might not be the best horse in the race. In this particular case, you're riding a horse that you know is the best horse in the race. So I get what they're saying. I don't know how much it applied this time, but others disagree.
You saw him going with his ears up on the backside, traveling comfortably. He was able to relax, and he did kick on and finish strong. But Law Professor with a big effort to make things a little interesting for Life is Good. But he wins the Grade 1 Woodward. Life is Good. Son of Into Mischief. Back-to-back Grade 1 wins for Robert Tees and Todd Fletcher. Blanketed with that garland of flowers and picks up another big effort. How will this play as he moves forward with Lifeline waiting in the wings onto the Breeders' Cup Classic? Will be fun to follow that journey, but Life is Good. Back-to-back Grade 1 wins. Both at a mile and an eighth for Hall of Fame trainer Todd Fletcher. Todd picking up his 4th victory in the Woodward. It was Life